Hello everybody, my name is Cosmic Al, here on YouTube and on DeviantArt. I'm just now setting up my YouTube channel, and which means I'm going to be setting up, well, at least right now, I'm doing an introduction video to my channel for Sonic Art. Now, I've already have a few people that subscribed from, that came over from DeviantArt, but I wanted to give you guys, or at least you Sonic fans, some context on what I'm doing exactly with my channel. So I wanted to give you guys an introduction onto what I'm doing. Now, what I'm doing exactly is I'm doing obviously Sonic art, but exactly what I'm doing is I'm pretty much sharing art with the community, with you guys, for everyone to come together, have fun, and to help other Sonic artists get better at what they're doing. Now, I always had a passion to doing that, getting Sonic artists the help that they need to get better, because everyone needs to get better. I need to get better, just for the simple fact that I'm not perfect at my art, but I've been drawing Sonic for so long that I wanted to share what I know with Sonic characters with everybody else. I've been drawing Sonic since elementary school, since the 5th grade. I'm 24, I'm about to be 25, but I've been drawing Sonic for so long, it's pretty much like, well, I should probably at least share some context of what I know with other people, because you guys are the main reason why I even wanted to do this in the first place. So I'm gonna be breaking down a few things of what exactly the channel is going to be focusing on. First and foremost, the channel is going to be focused on towards helping other people get better with their Sonic art. And what I mean by better is finding their specific style that fits them, because everybody has a different way that they draw Sonic. At least they should have a different way of how they draw Sonic characters. I'm actually not liking this picture right now. It's been a minute. It's been probably about 2 or 3 weeks since I drew anything, so I just needed to warm up. But people draw Sonic, at least the newcomers draw Sonic pretty uniformly, which isn't a bad thing at all. But because they draw it so uniformly, that means it all slightly looks the same. So you newcomers, if you're a newcomer to Sonic art, you pretty much see what everybody else is doing, you're copying what everybody else is doing as far as the style goes, which again isn't a bad thing, because Sonic has a specific style that he brings to comic books or to any medium that he has, that he's involved with. Now, the problem with that is because of that, everybody draws extremely similar with that. You can go on the internet and look at people who draw Sonic characters who are newcomers, and just go to like 30 different newcomers or 10 different newcomers. You probably don't even have to do all that. 5 different newcomers, and they all look like the uniform Sonic X, the video game style. Sometimes they copy straight out of the comic book for Sonic the Hedgehog. Again, that's not bad, because you're going to need to learn that style to draw Sonic in the first place. But it's something that you're eventually going to have to break out of, and that's exactly what I'm going to be teaching you guys how to do, is to break out of that specific uniform style for Sonic the Hedgehog. Because that, if you noticed, if you are new to Sonic art, I'm going to explain this to you right now, if you aren't new to Sonic art as well, you probably noticed this already. But if you're new to Sonic art, you probably noticed that the people on DeviantArt or other Sonic artists in general who have become popular on mediums like DeviantArt or Instagram or Facebook or whatever medium that they use to get their Sonic art out there, they all have a specific, unique style to them, and it's Sonic art. You can tell it's Sonic art, but it doesn't exactly look like Sonic art. They have their own fresh vibe that they've added to it, to their drawing, to make it stand out, to make it look unique, whether it be the colors or the type of hair that they give their OC characters, the type of spikes that they put in their hair, which, believe it or not, the spikes are definitely something that people kind of don't have a talent for when it comes to their design for the spikes, because a lot of character spikes look a lot like Shadows or Sonics, or some facet of Shadow or Sonics, where like you got Shadow who's got the up pointed back spikes. I've seen a couple where like the top spike is pointed up and the bottom spike is pointed down, and then they'll have like the Amy rolls or the Tails tuffets, the bangs at the front, where they try to give that character that unique appeal because they think it's cool, or different things like that. Now, to be fair, there aren't a lot of hairstyles you can choose from for Sonic because all the cool hairstyles are pretty much taken. You don't want to copy someone else's hairstyles, but it is possible to get your own unique hairstyle out of it. I have my own OCs, not hedgehogs. I don't have hedgehogs because hedgehogs are normally, everyone does hedgehogs basically. Everybody does hedgehogs, everybody does bats, everybody does echidnas. A lot of times when you're making a Sonic OC, what you probably should be doing is going online, looking at cool or rare or exotic animals that actually help with designing or making your character. It's always fun doing that. Let's see here. Okay, finally get to here. One thing I do for my Sonic art is I tend to make the head. I don't even know why I made this head like that. I was thinking Amy, I was thinking Rouge at the same time for some reason. I don't know. I guess it's that thing that's going around with Amy and Rouge's clothes and Rouge and Amy's clothes. But the thing about the characters, when you make your character, it's always important to try to have a uniqueness to the characters that you create. Maybe your character's an owl, maybe it's a hummingbird, maybe it's a woodpecker, or maybe it's a squirrel. Even though we have those, we have characters that are those already, yeah, but we don't have a lot of facets of those. Like I've seen a Sonic OC that's a dolphin, right? Never seen that before. Never seen a Sonic OC dolphin before. And I've actually thought about making one before, but the way that they designed their dolphin character was actually really, really unique and really amazing. And I fell in love with the design for the character. I actually wanted to draw the character. I never got a chance to get around it. I'm pretty much busy all the time, which is why it took me so darn long to make this video. Work, and I'm so tired coming in from work and different stuff like that, and sometimes I don't even want to draw as much as I used to because I'm so freaking tired. And most of the time, you can probably hear it in my voice right now, but I actually don't like this ear. I'm about to fix that. But the thing about it is, you pretty much just have to find what exactly works for you. And like I said before, I'm going to be teaching you guys how to do that. Now, when I first started drawing Sonic characters, my my art in general for Sonic was very uniform. I would draw it just like Sonic X, and basically, eventually, what I would do is once I got the hang of drawing Sonic, I started changing the style of how I drew Sonic. Now, my main art style is not Sonic art anymore. I actually changed the art style years ago, but my main art style is actually American comic art. I'm actually very good at it, to the point where I'm actually currently working on my own illustrated comic book when I get the chance to do. But the comic books, not the, excuse me, but the art that I'm learning, that I'm teaching myself essentially, is human-based artwork, where I'm learning different facets of the body, different things like that. And when you learn that uniform of drawing humans and different stuff like that, whether it be the shoulders, the arms, legs, hands, and different, and all that areas, it becomes easier to actually do what you want to do when it comes to making characters in this nature, because there's a reason why when you go to art school they teach you human figure drawing, because you're going to need to know that. Even professional artists, I hear professional artists say this all the time, that when you come in, you say you draw your style. Of course, that can be your style, but you need to know how to draw the regular stuff, the basics, before you can even consider calling something your style. And we all have our own, and that's what I did for Sonic. I learned the basics for Sonic and made my own style from the basics of Sonic. The style that I created, however, is a combination of both Sonic and American comic art. Because, one, I wanted to make something unique to me, which is fine. Everybody needs to make something that's unique to them. And I'm not going to be showing you my style. You're going to be seeing it, obviously, but I'm not going to show you exactly how I do everything. Because at the end of the day, you're going to have to figure out how to develop your own style, your own sense of doing something that makes it work for you and not just me. Which is always, it's always a good thing to learn from somebody else, tips and tricks, because I'm definitely going to be showing you guys tips and tricks on how to improve your Sonic art and what you should be doing and what you shouldn't be doing when you're drawing these characters. Because as simple as these characters seem or look, they are very simplistic. If you do something a little too wrong, if you make Amy, like I'm drawing Amy right now, if you make Amy look a little too real, or you make her face a little too skinny, or she's gonna look like Amy, but she's gonna look like a weird Amy, and actually, make this head too big. Give me a second here. I actually don't even like how I drew this head. It's actually really, really bad. Which one is it? It's this one. No, it's not. It's been a while since I used the tool. Shrink, 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 shrink. There we go. Make sure you guys remember, when you're drawing sketches, it's all about having fun with the sketch. Having a loose hand on it. It doesn't have to be perfect when you're drawing sketches. Actually, I fixed that chin. It doesn't have to be perfect when you're drawing sketches. Anybody who you see come out and say, hey guys, I just made a new sketch, here's my character, and it looks super cool, super detailed, super simplistic. The lines are like really, really clean, and they call that a sketch. That's not a sketch. That is a full-blown drawing. Anybody who told you that is a sketch and put it out there, they're attention seekers. I've done it back back when I first started posting stuff on the internet, posting art on the internet. So if anybody, no one's gonna admit to you that they do that to seek attention, but they do. They do it all the time. I know enough. Sure, why not? I'll stick it there. I'll stick the mouth there for the time being. I'm gonna actually finish up with this, stick it to the side because I'm gonna move on to another sketch. I need to obviously warm up some more. This thing's kind of ugly. Yeah, that's ugly. But the next part that we're gonna be working on here is what I hear a lot of people say is, "Hey, why is this Amy or this Rouge boobs are really bad too? Jesus, God, I did a really terrible job at this." What people say all the time is that, "Hey, why does this character look like that? Why is this character super sexualized? Or why does this character have a different costume? Or why is it skin tight? Or different things like that." Now, I've heard that uh, from multiple people a lot of times, especially with, I'm not even going to leave that like that. That's terrible. I need to redeem myself. Give me a second here. But yeah, what a lot of people say is, why does this character look like that? Well, what people don't understand is that these characters are the facet of whomever draws them. Okay? So that means when someone draws Rouge in a skimpy outfit, because they always do, because it's Rouge, who doesn't? Is the facet of the imagination of the person who draws it. See, the character of Rouge was actually designed to be flirtatious and slightly sexualized, only because that's how they designed her. Now, would I say that was a good idea? Not necessarily, but hey, it worked, didn't it? And now she's one of the most popular Sonic characters of all time. Not the most popular, but one of. Where the heck is that? Man. But when you're drawing these characters, you have to keep in mind that you have to pay attention to the fact that they are, in fact, animated characters, and there's a whole lot more to them than people think. You have to be careful on what you put on them as well, because they're Sonic characters. Kids see these characters all the time. So when you're online or when you're on DeviantArt or something like that, you have to make sure to age restrict these character designs, these looks, these designs, all that stuff, because you don't want anybody reporting your artwork for not meeting community standards or something like that. And it's happened. I've seen it happen multiple times. It's this guy that I'm friends with on DeviantArt, and he draws very explicit Sonic art, and he gets flagged all the time. I don't know why. I have no idea why. Other people flag him all the time for his art, and I'm surprised this guy is even still he's even still around here. At least he's flourishing, right? At least he's around doing something. Now this looks a hell of a lot better than what I'm doing over there. Now this is actually Rouge. Rouge is the my most popular characters to draw. When it comes to characters that people want to see from me, it's mostly Rouge or Amy or Sally. And it's pretty much, it's like supply and demand, but it's the other way around. It's more of demand and supply here. The demand being the fans, like, hey man, I want more of this character. Come on. Because you're pretty much supplying them the sauce, so they say. But you gotta keep in mind that these characters, these people are gonna flag you for what you draw. Should I give her the classic ears? Nah, I'm gonna give her my ears. Yeah, I've been messing around with these ears for way too long. But you gotta do that. You gotta make sure that this stuff is set up to where you're not gonna get in trouble, where you can do what you want to do and not get in trouble for it. Along with that, he's got a lot of bad luck when it comes to certain things because sometimes he gets hit with people stealing his art. And that's another thing too. You're gonna have to be very, very careful if you're a newer Sonic artist and you got something good. I mean, like really good. You got something good. People will try to steal your stuff. I mean, that's gonna happen to everybody. Art theft happens to everybody, but they're really gonna try to steal your stuff. Like I haven't had art theft happen to me. I'm pretty sure it would really suck if I had art theft happen to me. But I take precautions on how I do that. Like, I slap a DeviantArt. I don't currently have my own watermark until I make one at least. I slap a DeviantArt watermark onto everything that I upload to DeviantArt. I put that watermark on there because I don't want anybody taking my stuff and saying, "Hey, this is mine. Hey guys, look what I made." Because at that point, your hard work is being taken for granted by somebody else, and you don't want that. Nobody wants that. Tab 50. Nobody wants their hard work taken for granted here. Some guy bumming off your stuff and getting your love and different stuff like that, and then we got other people talking about, "Hey man, you copied this guy when that guy copied you." So you have to, if you're going on DeviantArt, kind of use that watermark. Keep that watermark handy. The watermark is your friend at least until you make your own watermark. Let me keep that. At least until you make your own watermark. Alright, now let me explain what I'm doing to Rouge here. At least the head. Rouge is being drawn in my specific style here. I didn't actually draw Amy in my style. That's the weird uniform style that I was talking about before. This Rouge is actually being drawn in my specific Sonic style. Now I have different versions of this Sonic style, but if you've seen my art on DeviantArt, you know exactly what I'm talking about. It's the eyebrows. I actually pioneered the eyebrow idea back in high school for Sonic characters. I started in middle school, but I really started doing it back in freshman year of high school. I gotta fix that ear. Freshman year in high school, because what I would do is I would take these characters. And I would put eyebrows on them to see exactly the convey of expressions I could really put on the characters. Now, there are multiple ones that are going on here. I'm actually experimenting with a new version of eyebrows for the characters. But back to the point of what I mean by I pioneered it. Back in high school, I had an old DeviantArt account called Xiair21, Xiair21, and that account was actually where I learned majority of everything that I know now about DeviantArt. That account, boy, my most popular characters were Rouge, Amy, and Sally Acorn, to the point to where my Rouge pictures were getting like 50 views a day. I think the maximum views on a picture that I ever had as far as an amateur setting go was probably like 1,500. The 1,500 being the Sally Acorn, and Rouge coming in with a close 800, and Amy in the Amy pictures rounding up about 600. Rounding up to 600 views. So a lot of big margins for these characters, and I would get dozens and dozens of requests every day. I was probably only being able to tackle at least 7 at a time, one picture a day, different things like that. But some stuff happened. I shut the page down temporarily, then I completely forgot about reactivating the page, and then it locked me out, so the page is like forever shut down now. Okay, so the eyebrows here, as you can see, convey a different thing for Rouge. The eyebrows make her slightly more flirtatious than what she already is. Especially these ones. These ones are more like, oh, hey, what's going on type eyebrows. Or a sexy look for the eyebrows. For Rouge, I actually put a slit in her eyes because it looks a little better than what they actually normally got going on for. These are more like the sexy eyebrows. And I'm going to shift through what I mean by that in a second. Give me a sec here. I'm going to erase these and then draw other eyebrows onto them. Those are the sexy eyebrows. These ones, these next ones, and as you can see right here, it looks weird, right? Completely weird without the eyebrows. That's because of the forehead area. I purposely make the foreheads big, or at least Rouge's forehead, because I have a specific design for every Sonic character that I create, including Amy. I just haven't drawn it yet. But Rouge has a big forehead because I actually want to convey facial features onto Rouge. And then here's another one. When I draw it here, bring it up, people actually see this facial expression from me a lot from Rouge. Where he's got the little scowl on her face, different stuff like that. The next one is a little slicker. Normally for this, normally for the next one though, I would I bring the eyebrow line down to her eyelid, and I drop the other one down a little lower here to not physically give her eyebrows, but to make it more traditional to to who Rouge is specifically. I want to zoom out for a second to who Rouge is specifically. This is the new style that I'm working with here. I kind of like it better a little bit, but the big, like I said before, the big forehead. Now I've done multiple styles over and over and over again. I don't always draw Rouge with a large forehead. I draw her with this large forehead for when I'm trying to convey something completely different to the style. It depends on the type of picture that I'm drawing is what I'm gonna change for. She has different facial expressions that I have for her, which makes her very, very unique and different things like that. That I actually try to get her all over the place. This Amy is actually bugging me right now. You gotta go. Let me see. Sorry, Rose. I'm actually gonna draw something better. Now I'm gonna show you how I draw the. Jesus. I'm gonna show you how I draw Amy. So I draw the Sonic characters based on the shape of their head. Like I created a shape of head for them. Now Amy's isn't as narrow as Rouge's. Her head is actually a little smaller with a slightly weaker jawline and chin. And it's not as high either. I'll make it more round. If you notice, I'm making these faces on tilts. That's what I do. A lot of times I tilt heads on purpose. So because they're leaning their heads and they're looking to the side. That's another thing too. I'm gonna try to at least teach you guys how to do muscle memory from when you're drawing instead of always having to look at a pose per se. I look at poses all the time. All the time. Nothing wrong with that. I look at poses all the time, but when it comes to like sketching or when you're trying to draw at least Sonic characters, you should be able to know how to convey it slightly. Shit. Excuse my language, guys. Drew the nose a little too low here. Now, okay. I draw the eyes for her pretty low. I bring her eye line pretty low. I bring the eyes back up, and I try to make the cleanest curve that I can possibly make for Amy. Mouth-wise, no. Because, like I said before, the styles are probably the funnest part of drawing Sonic characters is the style. Style conveys what exactly you're doing as far as how much fun that you have drawing these characters, how unique your style is compared to somebody else's. It's not a competition. It never was a competition. I mean, it can be a competition. That's if you're into that sort of thing. But the point was to have fun doing what you're doing. Now, you may get stressed out, because everybody does. Everybody gets stressed out doing this. Actually, I didn't even draw the damn eyebrows. I mean, the eyebrows, the eyelashes. That's what I forgot to do. But it's not a competition, especially when you're doing sketches and different stuff like that. And I actually can't even find my Amy references. I keep references of all the characters that I draw in here. I'm actually really shocked that I cannot find the references. But Amy is a little more calmer in her appearance when I draw her. Well, her facial structure. My Amy's are Mean Girls. I draw Mean Girl Amy Rose because Mean Girl Amy Rose is actually cooler than Super Sweet Amy Rose. These ears are killing me. Super Sweet Amy Rose. if you're wondering why I cut this off, here, is because the specific style that I'm using is an alternate costume of Amy Rose that I actually designed myself. And with that design, it calls for, she has a haircut in the design. Pretty much has a haircut in the design. And I don't know why I keep curving these ears. I think it might be because because the last picture that I was working on was Sally Acorn, and I'm probably still in the Sally zone for how I draw my Sally. Amy's ears are more pointed. The headband's also bigger from when I draw her headbands. I'll probably just layer that in, because a lot of times I do put layers on her headband designs. Okay. Her eyes actually could be wider. I should make them bigger. Yeah, I'll make them bigger. But these designs, you're supposed to have fun with these. So when you're home, sketching up a storm, doing whatever you're doing, have fun with the sketches that you're doing here. Because no one's gonna do this stuff for you. Because I'm gonna level with you guys here. The amount of money that people are paying for people on DeviantArt to draw their OCs is highway robbery. Okay? You should not be paying $30 for somebody to draw your OC for you. Okay? No, I can understand if it's something that you're terrible at, but if you draw, you should be able to do that on your own. Not necessarily speaking. Well, you should be able to do a facet of it on your own. You should be able to want to do that, or at the very least, be paying money for a design, not for at the very least be paying for a design and not a full drawing, because they're gonna try to lowball you. Okay, I don't lowball people on prices. I give them the 100 up. Like, look, it's such and such for this. End of story. Okay. Alright, so time for the spikes. The spikes, her hair is very, very different from when I do them. It's very pointed when I draw her spikes. Kind of like tails. I should curve that one. Yeah, that one should curve. Kind of like tails. Back in the day, back in the old games. But the thing about the spikes here compared to his in the video games is when I do them, I like to give them a poof. Especially the middle one. I like the middle one to look fat, because the middle one makes your hair look soft and squishy. And that's what you kind of want out of Amy Rose. You want her to look soft and squishy. But yeah, they charge a lot of money for subpar work. I'm just gonna say it exactly how I think it is. Some people charge, some Sonic artists charge highway robbery. Okay, Now, I've seen a lot of really, really good Sonic artists. Really good Sonic artists. Like, there's one particular Sonic artist that I watch, that I have on my watch list, and she's amazing. I actually started watching her. I started watching her when she first came to DeviantArt. I remember when she first came to DeviantArt. Started watching her back then. Man, the girl has stepped up her game. She is amazing. What am I doing here? Yeah, I don't even know why I put those up there. But look, I can't even remember her name off of hand. I can't remember her name offhand, which sucks because she's really good. Damn. I didn't even set the eyes up for that. And I'm really, really bad at drawing the mouth right now. One thing I do with sketches is whenever I'm messed up on something or I can't draw a mouth or whatever, I draw the pucker face for that. Other than Rouge. Rouge is the only character that gets a pass for the pucker face because that's actually a part of her design. Or at least my design for her is the pucker face. And her puckering her face up is the design that I make for her. Now, being as though that these are sketches, I'm actually really tired right now. Being as though these are sketches, these are pretty much like rest jobs. I'm going to be linking my channel. Excuse me, not my channel. I'm going to be linking my DeviantArt profile in the video in the description. And you guys can actually check out my finished line works, finished inks in some colors that I have that are finished. I'm actually going to be working on a couple of things for some artists pretty soon. I'm going to be uploading those hopefully soon. These guys have been waiting really, really patiently for the last couple of days for some works, and I have just been botching the hell out of my credibility, which is really, really bad. You don't want to be doing that. You don't want to be giving people offering people requests and not fulfilling them. It kind of ticks people off and also makes your commission credibility really, really garbage. And the next time you try to send out requests, no one's gonna bite, basically. I sent out a request form weeks ago, and I probably got about 12, 15 people who wanted some free requests, which isn't bad. It certainly isn't decent either, but everybody wanted something, and I couldn't get to everybody, which sucks. And it was so many people, I had to break it down to 6, and then 6 turned out to be too much. Then I had to break it down to 4. So I've got 4 works that I'm working on. I've got a comic page. Somebody wants something very, very extravagant, something very detailed, and it has to be done on a comic page. Cannot be done on anything else. Has to be done on the comic page because the way that they want it set up, it's going to have to be done in the comic page fashion. There's an art trade that I'm doing with somebody, and they want it they want it definitely done a specific way. Also, one thing I always mess up on is I should have centered these a little more. It's always on to the side. Alright. But majority of this was just me talking, and it's been about 45 minutes, and all it did was draw 2 heads. But that was just the introduction to this. If you guys are really, really interested in anything that I'm doing, any art or anything like that, just hop over to my DVRNR channel. You don't even have to send me a watch or anything like that. You can drop a comment on my DVRNR page. You can also comment here on the YouTube channel. You can ask me direct questions, different stuff like that. If you want to, any future things that I may be planning on doing for the channel, for the Sonic art, you guys just let me know. Please just let me know, because I actually want to help the community that helped me so much. Because when I started, I had people help me out a lot. A lot of Sonic fans helped me get to where I wanted to be as far as Sonic art goes. Now, I've gone above and beyond to other things with Sonic art, but it doesn't change the fact that Sonic art is definitely somewhere where I started, and I want to give back to that art community in some kind of way, the best way I can. And sketches. Gotta draw the Rouge cleavage, Gotta draw that. But don't worry, this is definitely gonna be some stuff that I'm gonna be conveying on the channel. Some pretty advanced stuff that I'm gonna be conveying on the channel. Frames, pictures, different stuff like that. Poses. I'm gonna be working on poses with you guys, all that good stuff. All I need really is the community, you guys, to want it, and I'll be doing it. Because I'm not going to be trying to upload all this stuff if nobody's watching it, That's time and effort that I could put onto something else. Really quick time and effort that I could really put onto something else. I could be drawing pictures for other people, like right now, or I could be working on my own thing. Because what I've got to show you guys is pretty neat, pretty interesting. What's going on? Do I have to I think I might have to recalibrate my I made the hips too small. I might have to recalibrate my Huey on here. Yeah, I'm lagging really bad. Yep, surely am. This lag is actually really messing with my stylus. I can't really get on that with it here. Yeah, it's really messing with my stylus here. What the hell? guys can't see that, but it's extremely delayed on my screen with the pencil, and it's actually messing up some stuff here. I gotta recalibrate this. I'm actually probably gonna have to call it. Probably gonna have to call this video. So, damn, I wasn't expecting that. But I'm gonna be doing this for a while, and I hope you guys really come on through and help out with your support. I would really love you guys' support with this channel idea and all this other stuff, because what comes from you guys helps me a lot, because without any motivation, nobody wants to do anything, and I'm doing this on the side for the fans, specifically for the fans, from fans for the fans, as they say. Oh yeah, that's another thing. My Amy doesn't actually have a skirt. My Amy wears shorts, goofy shorts. Yep, it's time to recalibrate.